check that page for hot.
What? 30 seconds. Okay. See, I wasn't paying attention. I don't even know what I was doing.
We are now live from West Los Angeles. Welcome everyone to Wilshire Boulevard Temple.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I know we can do better than that. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. There it is. That's fantastic. So my name is David Eshel. I'm one of our rabbis here at Wilshire Boulevard Temple on the Bima with Cantor, Don Gurney. Don, do you also want to introduce our accompaniment today?
I would love to. Our long-standing music director and accompanist and organist, Bill Beck, on the keys, celebrating 49 years at Wilshire Boulevard.
That's bananas.
Right.
That's
How
bananas.
about that? Leo Shalyapov behind Bill there in that dashing hat. Leo plays clarinet and flute and duduk, which is Armenian flute. Am I right about that? Pretty good. And on cello, Hope Easton, who's also been playing with us now for, is it like 14 years, Hope? 13 years? You came here right out of high school.
It's also Hope's bat mitzvah year. Mazel tov, Hope, right? 13. See, that was my voice cracking. I did that on purpose because that's usually when... No? Nothing? Nobody?
For boys, not
All
for
right.
girls.
Good point.
Right.
Anyway, it's fabulous to have all of you here as we celebrate Shabbat together. And we also have... Devin, how you feeling? Why? You're not going to mess up. It's going to be You're wonderful and fabulous and just... It's going to be great. There's no such thing as mess up, and I'm so excited that you're here because Devin's going to be called to the Torah tomorrow as a bat mitzvah. Alexa, how you feeling? Sukasa, you just met her, but spokesperson over here. What's going on? But you're not wrong. She is ready. How you feeling? Feeling pretty good. All right. Well, this is going to be great. I'm so excited that everybody's here together this evening as we celebrate Shabbat and celebrate these wonderful human beings who will tomorrow be called to the Torah. So with that, let's open on page 10 with a little Hine Matov Umanaim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How wonderful it is that we get to be here together as family and friends. This is great.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים,
You can sing with the mask on.
שבת אחים גם
Yes, you can.
יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם Beautiful. Also, a reminder, what we're going to be doing is all throughout the service, we're going to keep our masks on. So let's say there's a blessing that we say for just such a reason. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lishmor et habriut. That we thank God for this opportunity to take care of our health and the health of our loved ones and our community. And we all say, Amen.
Amen.
Beautiful. Fantastic. So now it is my honor to invite up Allison and Margot to light our Shabbat candles. Come on up. All right.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
All right, we're now going to jump ahead to page 24 as we continue with Shalom Aleichem.
From a wonderful band in Israel called Nava Tehillah. Beautiful, lovely, plaintive melody set to this beautiful, plaintive poem from the 17th century. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Marechuni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Let's bring it home together. Tzedechem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We turn back now to page 20 as we continue with Lecha Dodi, welcoming our Sabbath bride, and we will sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Time to wake up, here we go. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala,
Shabbat nekabela.
Lecha
Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Shamor v'zachor b'tipur echad, Hishmi'anu el hamiyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem u'tveret v'tehila.
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha
Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Likrat Shabbat lechu v'neilcha, Ki makor habracha, Meirosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila.
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha
Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Hit'oreri, Ki va'orei kumi ori, Uri, shir daberi, Kivod Adonai alayich nigela. Lecha
Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. We rise and face the entrance as we greet the Sabbath bride.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Kam b'simcha u'b'tzola, Tochem anei am segula. Boi chala,
Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Yeah, let's remain standing. We could continue on page 26 with Chatzi Kaddish.
Nitkadal v'nitkadash shmei Rabbi.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon v'yomechon, U'b'chaye l'chol Beit Yisrael. Bagala, U'vizman kariv, V'imru,
Amen.
Yehi Shmei Rabba mevorach, Le'olam le'olam me'olmaya,
Yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitrama v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh, v'yithalal, shemei dekutsha.
B'richu
le'ela, min kol bechata v'shiarata, tush bechata
ונחמתה דמירן בעולמה ואמרו Amen.
We continue now on page 28 with the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer. We remain standing and continue now with Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam
Page 32.
Beit Yisrael Amcha Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim אותנו לימדת על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated.
We're going to invite up our Benot Mitzvah to come join us at the two Amudot. Come on up here. David, come over to Rabbi Eshel's. Devin, you come over here. Lower this for you because I want you to be here. Take one step to your left. Okay. Devin, come closer to me. Okay. All right. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשורך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות להם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
They're not nervous at all anymore. Ready to go.
Let's read together now at the top of page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Micha Mocha, page 40.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות, אוסף אלה, אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, מלכותך ראו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים. יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי זה לי אנו ואמרו אדוני מלוך לעולם ועד. יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 לי
ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la.
Ve'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov uga'alo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael.
Amen. Hashkivenu, page 42.
Baruch atah Adonai Aparei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Amen. We'll join in Vishamru, page 44.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים, את השמיים ואת הארץ.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
So, Cantor Gurney, this summer I got an email from a rabbi friend of mine who was at camp with Eli, my son, and she sends me this email. She was sitting next to him during Shabbat services, and at the end of this of Vishamru, he says, Burrito Lam, that'd be a great name for a kosher Mexican restaurant. Burrito Lam? Anything? No?
Burrito Lam.
Burrito Lam.
Burrito Lam.
I thought it was funny.
love it.
Hey, look, I thought it was funny. That's my.
I love it.
Yeah, that's my
Wait,
boy.
did your son come up with that?
Yeah, that's my boy. That's
Well,
my boy.
then it's perfect. We need some investors tonight who would like to start a chain.
With that, let's continue now. We're on page 46. We're on page 46, where we will continue with the Amidah. We want to invite back up Devin and Alexa.
Come on up, bring your books. We're just going to stand right here. You don't have to go all the way up.
For the rest of us, I invite us all to please rise.
Come over here.
Adonai sefatai tiftaf ufi yagi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rahel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim Ve'Konei Hakol Ve'Zoher Hasdei Avot Ve'imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mehaye Hakol Atah Rav Lehoshia Morid Hatah Mehalkel Hayim Behesed Mehaye Hakol Berachamim Rabim Somef Noflim Verofeh Holim Umatir Asurim Umekayen Emunato Lishenei Afar Mihamo Habayel Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Memit Umehaye Umatmiya Yeshua Menemanata Hayot Hakol Baruch Atah Adonai Mehaye Hakol.
We now continue silently through page 62, and you can continue with the words of the page or the prayers, meditations, and thoughts of your heart. And when you feel like you are finished, you may be seated.
Page 60, our prayer for peace, page 60, Shalom Rav, and we include, as you'll see on that page in the smaller type, the prayer B'Sefer Chaim, which we sing on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and we also sing it on Shabbat Shuvah, the Shabbat in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, page 60.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Ta'asim Le'olam Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Ta'asim Le'olam Ki L'chol ha'shalom Ki ata melech adon L'chol ha'shalom Shalom Rav Shalom Rava Yisrael Amecha Tasim Le'olam V'tov Enecha Levarech Et Amcha Yisrael Ve'et Kol Yoshevei Tevel B'chol Et U'b'chol Sha'a B'shlomecha Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam B'sefer Chaim Beracha v'shalom U'farnasa tova Nizacher Minikatev lefanecha Anachnu v'kol amcha Bet Yisrael L'chaim tovim U'leshalom B'sefer Chaim U'leshalom Baruch Ata Adonai Oseh HaShalom.
Cantor Gurney, when you were in cantorial school, did you have a student pulpit?
I did.
And
My second year at Hebrew Union College, Jewish Institute of Religion, School of Sacred Music, Debbie Friedman School of Sacred Music. In my day, it was just called HUCJIRSSM. They didn't waste all that time saying all the words. I did. My second year at HUC, I actually had an interim cantor position at Temple Emmanuel in Westfield, New Jersey.
Temple Emmanuel, Westfield, New Jersey.
Where Jason
Oh,
grew up.
that's right. Jason
Right?
Meshes grew up.
Their cantor was about 2 years from retirement, and he had a year sabbatical. So I replaced him for that year.
So that was a significant congregation.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I was in rabbinical school, I had a student pulpit in a place called Placerville. Does anybody know Placerville? Does anybody know Placerville? Yeah, right? Placerville up north. It's like just outside of Lake Tahoe, right? It's beautiful in the mountains, really special. Small Jewish community, but phenomenal. But then it's like halfway in between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe, right? In the hills, in the mountains. It takes a very, special people to live up in that area. Really interesting and great. But then the congregation moved down the hill a little bit because they were merging with kind of like also the suburban sprawl from Sacramento into El Dorado Hills. Right? There's this place called El Dorado Hills. So like the people from Sacramento were leaving Sacramento, moving into El Dorado Hills. So the Jews were kind of moving up the mountain. The Placerville people were like, oh, maybe we'll get some more people if we come down the hill, right? And we kind of create something special with all of these people. Maybe we can have a bigger, more thriving congregation. But that didn't happen, actually. The congregation, once they got together, actually kind of fell apart, which was really interesting because when I was there, it was really thriving up in Placerville, right? Every month when I was there, place was packed, right? Place was packed. Then I heard once they merged, right? Maybe 10 people, maybe 15 people on a Shabbat, on a Friday night. Forget about Saturday morning.
Right.
But that was really interesting, right? And it is the real life example of a really powerful story from our tradition. And it goes a little something like this, that there was a small town like Placerville, right? Like Placerville. And they had a total of 10 people in this community who were the age of bar bat mitzvah or older. 10 people. And every Saturday morning, every Friday night, every Saturday morning, they were able to make a minyan, or a prayer quorum, right? That we need 10 people in order to say certain prayers and to read from Torah and for mourners to say the mourner's Kaddish and whatnot. But they were always able to make the, right? Then another 2 families moves into this town. Right, here we come. El Dorado Hills moving up. Another 2 families move into this town. And they have, within these 2 families, an additional 4 people who are of bar bat mitzvah age and older. And everybody's like, yeah, this is going to be great. But what happened is they were never able to make a minyan again. It's got 14 people. But they were never able to make a minyan again. Why? Apathy. What does that mean? No, I know what the word means, but like, what does it mean? When it was just those 10, they were like, we need to show up, right? We need to show up. But when there were more people, we'd be like, it's all right. Somebody else will do it. Somebody else will do it. Somebody else will do it. And that's a story, right, from our tradition. But that actually happened to this really beautiful community. It was so sad. Because the truth is, there's that person named someone else doesn't exist, right? If every one of us said someone else, there'll be nobody. Person nobody does exist, unfortunately. And I'm always reminded of that story during this time of year. Cantor Gurney mentioned the name of this Shabbat is what, Cantor Gurney?
Shabbat Shuvah.
Shabbat Shuvah, or the Shabbat of the return. Return to us. Return, right? We're in these days of awe in between Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, when we're really supposed to be thinking about returning to our best selves, grounding to our best selves, our foundation. And what is our foundation as a Jewish people, right? It's our community. It's our community. So this is kind of a wake-up call as a reminder. Let's kind of shake off that apathy and know that there are people who count on us no matter what. And that, what does that say? That each and every one of us matters. Each and every one of us has purpose, right? What does they say? If one letter is missing from a Torah, what happens to that Torah? The whole thing? Pasul, it is what translate that word?
Not fit for public use.
Not fit for public use. One letter. Same thing with our community. If one of us is missing, the community is somewhat less than. It's not living up to its fullest potential. So during this time in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, as we think about our own selves returning to our core, let's also maybe consider what it means to return to our greater Jewish community. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
We're going to take some time now to think about those in our lives who may be in healing, right? In need of healing, whether that's mental healing, physical healing, or spiritual healing. So if you are thinking of anyone today, I invite you to say those names now in your hearts. And we also add from our community, Karen Schonbrum. So with that, we will continue with a Misha Berach prayer for healing. We're on page 253 in the middle of the page.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Ve'imo
bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu makor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
As Rabbi Eshel just mentioned, this Shabbat of Shabbat Shuvah, there's another tradition that beginning on the first day of the month of Elul, the whole month before Rosh Hashanah, we add Psalm 27 to our daily prayers. And the text, part of the text is on page 358. 358 in your prayer book. And even though the entire psalm was placed into the liturgy for the whole month of Elul, and all through the high holidays, and even through, in some communities, through the end of Sukkot, these couple of lines really became the most, we should say, beloved or most popular. And if you look at that page 358 at the top, one thing I ask of God, only one thing do I seek. And then, of course, there are three things. Right? Shivti beveit Adonai, to live in God's house, kol yemei chayai, all the days of my life. Lachazot b'noam Adonai ulevaker behichalo, to gaze upon the beauty of God and to frequent God's temple. And that's it. That's all we ask of God during this time of the year. So, enjoy this really beautiful composition by an old friend and classmate of Rabbi Eshel's in Israel, right?
Yeah.
He was in the cantorial program, Cantor Dan Singer. And enjoy and think about those words. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai oto avakesh shiviti beveit Adonai kol yemei chayai achat sha'alti me'et Adonai oto avakesh shiviti beveit Adonai kol yemei chayai lachazot benoam Adonai lachazot benoam ulevaker heichalo. Lachazor benoam Adonai lachazor benoam
Beautiful. So as we begin to conclude, just a few brief announcements. First, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shana Tova. We look forward to joining all of our members, joining them on their live stream for Kol Nidre and Yom Kippur, all of the services online. So please, please, please make sure that you check our website for all times and schedules, which is going to be fantastic. Also, make sure that you're checking your weekly emails because of all the fabulous class offerings that are coming up that you're not going to want to miss. So make sure that you check out all of those things. Cantor Gurney, we give a little thanks to our accompanists again. It'd be fabulous.
Beck, Hope Easton, Leo Shalyapov. I want to thank Don Levy, who pretty much does everything for Wilshire Boulevard Temple.
Yeah, that is true. Thanks, Don.
And the rest of our production team, thank you for making this sound and look so beautiful.
All right. And, of course, Devin, how you feeling now? A little bit better. All right. That's what I like to hear. Fantastic. That's fantastic. Alexa, how you feeling? Also feeling a little bit better. All right, fantastic. That's what I like to hear. It's going to be wonderful. I know that you're both tremendously prepared, written beautiful Divrei Torah. So the fact that you might be a little nervous is a good thing because that means that it's something important and special to you. And I love that you can take that energy and use it as you lead us into Shabbat and to a beautiful, bright future. So I look forward to spending it with you and hearing Devin about how wonderful it was. Cantor Gurney, how you think that's it? Anything else?
Think that's
okay, fabulous, wonderful, fantastic. Let's continue now on page 282 in the middle of the page, and we rise for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
May be seated. We now take the time to think about those in our lives, in our families, our communities, who have died during this past 30 days, this past Shloshim. If you are here remembering a loved one who has died during the past 30 days, I invite you now to please rise and remain standing so we may support you. The following are the names of those in our community: Dan Bunin, Mildred Chains, Earl Cohen, Phyllis Copen, Edward Gelb, Robert Hazlett, John Kim, Marcia Kittay, Layla Kreider, George Pines Jr., Thelma Sills, Andrea Stanford, Jean Whitney. The following now are the names of those who the memorial of their death fell during this past week. If you are thinking of anyone today, I invite you now also to please rise and remain standing so we may support you. Barry Adler, Marietta Bach, Helen Sadie Baer, Fred Barbanel, Samuel Bauman, Gordon Bodek, Joel Charon, William Chasen, Ruth Cheslaw, Lawrence Chiswick, Raphael Cohen, Ann Cohn, Joshua Davidow, Stephen L. Conin, Arthur Epstein, David Flansbaum, Barbara Flicker, Elsie Fogelman, Fred First, Ethel Geffner, Glenn Goldstein, Miriam Goldberg, Joni Marlene Gordon, Grace Gottlieb, Jean Gould, Irving Grauer, Gloria Gray, Cole Grossflam, Paul Hunter, Rose Jenkin, Zev Karkomi, Jack Kasdan, Russell Kavanaugh, Preston Klein, Irving Korn, Irene Krell, Gertrude Kushner, Carol Lee Landsberg, Lisa Beth Laxer, Mitchell Lerner, Lena Levick, Helen Levin, Joan Levy, Barbara Lewis, Howard Lynn, Judd McGilnick, Saeed Mahani, Danny Mandel, Seymour Nadelman, Saul Orland, Phil Pacholsky, Irma Phillips, Leah Phillips, Margaret Aileen Phillips, Stephen Plager, Irene Polikoff, Kenneth Rawson, H. James Rhodes, Michael Robbins, Carl Rosen, Ruth Rosen, Stephen Rubenstein, Charles Ruxin, Loretta Safro, Richard Schill, John Schlangenhaft, Margit Schoenberger, Pascal Schwartz, Leah Serlin, Eric Shannon, Mendel Shohan, Leon Sharp, Belle Siegel, Emmanuel Sigaloff, Thelma Sills, Philip Silver, Millicent Smart, Jonathan Spound, Douglas Stein, Kurt Stern, Sylvia Stock, Zygmunt Stock, Aaron Tarr, Benjamin Topus, Shirley Turtle, Loretta Wasserstein, Shirley Wind, Norman Zaret. We also remember all of those who have died defending the United States of America, all of those who have died defending the state of Israel, all of those who have no one to say the mourner's Kaddish, the mourner's prayer for them. And also we remember this being the 20th year remembering 9/11. We remember all of those who lost their lives in this terrible, terrible day in our history. I invite us all now to please rise in support of all of those thinking of someone today. We continue on page 294, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayachon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. B'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam ulmei ulmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudesha berichu. Le'elal min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Ta'amiran be'oma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav. Shalom aleinu, Oseh shalom b'roma, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yaseh shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'akol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yisrael. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat Shalom.
everyone. If you would like, please come join us for Kiddush just behind you. Come on over.
Mandar. Ahí está,